A very good afternoon, everyone. I am Assistant Professor Sharia Praveen Rathod, Department of Pharmaceutics, extending a warm welcome to all the participants who are with us today. It is my privilege to introduce the eminent speaker for the fourth session of today's national level webinar on synergy in pharmacy, academia, industry, regulation, and innovation. Our fourth session is on the topic Indian Startup Ecosystem Future Perspectives in the Pharmaceutical Industry. It is an honor to introduce Dr. Krantisagar More, a distinguished formulation scientist, researcher, innovator, and entrepreneurial leader. Dr. More completed his PhD in pharmaceutics from the prestigious Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, with specialization in pharmaceutical formulations, nanodrug delivery systems, and translational pharmaceutical research. Currently, he serves as a formulation scientist at GLF Private Limited, Mumbai, and is the senior advisor at Savishkar, India. His leadership extends beyond research as the national convener of Savishkar India, an Alliance Task Force member of the G20 Startup 20 Forum, and a mentor at the Arunachal Pradesh Innovation and Investment Park. Previously, he has also served as a research. Among his notable research contributions is the development of nanoformulated veterinary vitamin D3 patent. His research as a potential anti-cancer agent has also received wide recognition. Dr. More, I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now you're
Uh,
audible. Right now you're audible.
okay, okay. Okay. So, sir, you may start with your session. Your slide is visible, so you
Yes,
may begin.
perfect. Perfect. So, good afternoon to all of you. Namaste. And I'm thankful to MD Gosavi College of Pharmacy of Gokhale Educations for inviting me for the national webinar on the topic of startups ecosystem and future perspective in pharmaceutical industry. So today we will see what India is doing in the startup ecosystem. So and what pharmaceutical research or pharmaceutical things we required and where India is positioning and what are the upcoming era for the pharmaceuticals. So we can see, and today's objective is, from lab bench to the launch pad, what we need to do, what skills we need to adopt, and how government policy are there suitable for us to come up with new startup idea. So my name is Dr. Krantisagar. I pass out from ICT UDCT earlier. So I would like to take you, what is ICT? ICT is one of the National Institute of India where uh, my pass out seniors are generating India's 8.2% GDP. And from my college, 16 people are Padma Shri and 3 are Padma Vibhushan. So I'm so fortunate to get the admission from the ICT. But the interesting fact is, India's 400 plus entrepreneurs are from same college and they contribute to the GDP. The name of few are like Pidilite, Fabicol, Lupin, Dr. Kalimanji Reddy, Reddy Pharmaceuticals, Aarti Drugs, Reliance, Mukesh Ambani, UPL. They all are my seniors. Galaxy Surfactant. Now, why I'm telling you? So they have the mind and the product which are easily scalable, which goes from the college or lab to the commercialize. So addition to that, I have done my exchange program in Fudan University, China, and I also work with the Startup 20, G20, with the Brazil, and right now I'm working on a nutraceuticals company, Green Lakshmi Foods Private Limited, where we are exclusively work on the coconut-based product, which we have developed a coconut sugar, coconut oil, particularly MCT. We have stabilized it, coconut milk powder, coconut evaporated powder, and many. And currently, we are working on coconut protein, which is the vegan source of protein. Right now, we'll come up with the 75% of the coconut protein. And also, I am the advisor to the Savishkar. Savishkar is a pan India level initiative for the startups and innovation. Those who don't know how to do a startups, what to do, where to go, where the pool of database you will get it with the Savishkar. Now, today's agenda, we will see the Indian startup ecosystem, why need of startup system, overview of Indian pharma ecosystem. We can see a case studies of pharma, then government scheme funding for the startups, and some successful models. I will begin my presentation by reading this quote. The aptitude for entrepreneurship should be cultivated right from the beginning, and in the university environment, we must teach our students to take calculated risk for the sake of larger gain, but within the ethos of good business. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So this is my journey. Why I am here today? So during my PhD and after the PhD, I travel across the India. Like 55 days I was there in Northeast, not for the roaming, but I identified what are the chances where India is struggling and what India needs to do. So I travel in a such a way that what we can do a value addition to our product, particularly herbals. There are many herbals. Can we do a herbal extraction, phytoconstitution? Can we make some excipient, fiber, bioplastics? What else India can contribute to the world? So I travel across the country and identified many of the areas, particularly in pharma, cosmetic, agriculture, chemicals, and nutraceuticals. So I have covered all the states, visited all most of the national institute like IIT, NIT, Triple IT, ICER, NIPER, etc. I travel tier 2 to tier 3 cities, deliver many of the talks and motivate the students. I do have the realistic experience. Now, those who don't know what is the startup, startup is a company in the first stage of operation. For example, if you have idea and you put it as an organization, that is a startup. But the official definition of the startup is startup are young companies founded to develop a unique product or services, bring it to the market and make irresistible for the customer. Now we can see the overview of Indian startup ecosystem. India is the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. We do have registered like 1,61,000 startup has been registered up to the January 2025. Now we reach 2 lakhs. India have the 119 unicorns, which is having the $363 billion valuation. In India, InMobi is the first startup which is the unicorn in India. Those who don't know, so they should read about the what is the InMobi and how they succeeded in their business. Now in India, there are 765 districts are there. Out of that, 763 districts in the country are having the startups. Women comprises 14% of the total entrepreneurship in India. Out of that, 73,000 startups having one woman or girl as a director. That means if you calculate, the 50% startups are run by the women. India has over 1,200 incubators and accelerators across the country. The question arises in mind, what are the major startup ecosystem in the global? So if you talk about the global, we do have the ecosystem in San Francisco, New York, London, Beijing, and Boston. These are the global platform where you can find out the who's who are there and they are registering their startups and go worldwide. But if we talk about the India, where our startup hubs are available, so particularly in the Bangalore, Delhi, NCR, Mumbai, Hyderabad, and Chennai. So these are the startup hubs in India, particularly Bangalore. You will find the pharma detection kit, medical, healthcare kind of startups, as well as IT based, AIML based startup. Indore is upcoming startup hub for the software and AI system. These are the some example of unicorn. For example, Razorpay, Zerodha, Grow. These are the unicorn. Now, what is the unicorn? Unicorn is a privately held startup company with the value over the $1 billion. That means those companies have crossed 100 crore rupees revenue or turnover, particularly sorry, turnover. That is called a unicorn company. If we belong to the pharma sector, right? So in pharmacy, you observe there are two companies are running majorly, like PharmEasy and 1mg. The PharmEasy and 1mg, both the startups are from the Somaya College of Engineering, and they started. Later on, 1mg sold to the Tata Group. Now, why now is the best time to start a startup in India? This slide is very important. You need to understand why we are doing. See, if we calculate the global economy in a dollar, so the entire globe is having 100 trillion economy. Okay, and you are aware that highest economy in the world is USA, then China, then Japan, Germany, India, like that. Now, if you calculate $100 trillion, out of that, USA is holding $25 trillion economy, but the population is only the 5% of the world. China is holding around $20 trillion and the population is around 19 to 20% of the world. But if we talk about the India, India is having the 3.5 to 4 trillion dollar economy, but India is holding 25% of the global population. So, can you see the difference is there? Now, this is the time that we also have to increase our export and to show across the globe what we are doing and what are the driving factors. So, let's see that. So, driving factor for the startup ecosystem in India are we are the second internet users across the globe. We are a second in data consumption, first in real time payment volume, third in the largest startup ecosystem, third in the adding unicorn, second in the social media user. We are the first export of the software services, and we are the first adding graduate. Around the 7 million graduates are being added every year in our population. India is the largest English speaking population outside the America and Europe. We do have the cheapest data availability. Like 1 GB recharge you can get it less than 10 cents. Now we can see how these driving factors are running or what are their impact for the ecosystem. See, we are doing a 2 GB recharge per day, right, for our mobile. Out of that 2 GB per day or 1.5 GB per day, we are only using 12 GB per user per month. We are not even using 100%. This is the few are the exceptionals, but average Indians are using 12 GB data per month. But here you can see the graph in 2012, India is using 2% of the world's data consumption. But after that, after the 10 years, we are using 20%, 21% of the data consumption in the world, which is highest data consumption. According to Okla, between September and October, India recorded the highest median mobile download speed in the last 13 months, which is 16.50 Mbps. Now we are in a transformation phase from the 4G to 5G. My question is to you, can you use a better data consumption to read something or to learn something, a new technique, a new skill? See, we are the first real time payment volume. If you see nowadays, whenever we want to make a payment, we are using the GPay, PhonePe, Beam app, Paytm, like that. But why these are important? So see, this was one of the startup. Now Indian government has adopt this as a technology, and we are licensing to the other. So you can imagine that one startup idea has been changed, and that can have a million and billions US dollars transaction per day. If you observe here in 2016, we are doing 38 lakhs transaction. Now we are doing 24.77 lakhs crores of the transaction. That is 330 billion US dollar. Now the question arises, then what happened? What happened to this UPI? Why we are talking about this? So that startup goes globally. Of course, that has been adopted by the Indian government. That goes global level. In G20s also, you saw that second is happening. Second was happening, and people were talking, and they are exchanging the files and all. So in that particularly, India has licensed this technology to the different country. For example, Bhutan, do have the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan. Malaysia, they have the Merchant Trade Asia. Singapore, Monetary Authority of Singapore. Pay now. So likely we have licensed this to the Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Colombia, Hong Kong, etc. You can see here, if you go to the Sri Lanka and you are making the payment of Lanka Pay, that Lanka Pay is nothing Indian UPI system, which we have licensed to the Sri Lanka. Moving next, as I told you, we are the third largest startup ecosystem. This startup ecosystem again depend on our global innovation index. Earlier, India was at 81st position, now 39th position. How this matter? How this startup ecosystem? See, we are also raising the fund. If you find out, we have raised 136 billion dollar. China has raised 837 billion dollar for the startups, and USA has having the total funding raise amount 2.7 trillion dollar. That means you can calculate with the Indian GDP that much funding they have taken. Why? Because of they have created the innovative product, and because of the innovative product you can get some more and more fund on an international platform. Next, we are the first in the software service system. We are the smart in exporting of our software. If you can see on a slide, in 2023, Indian software exports marched totally US dollar 320 billion, which is more than the oil sale in Saudi Arabia. That means whatever oil is sold by the Saudi Arabia, we are selling more software to the different countries. We export that. Indians engineers are very smart. What they are doing, they are making a small project. For example, if you have a shop, if you have a medical shop or any other grocery shop, so engineers, what they are doing, they are making you the purchase sale data or data entry, and how supply chain can be managed. These things engineers can do very easily. Can you help, can you take their help to develop some kind of software for your project? You can think on that level. If you see, export of Indian software services increased to 88%, and global computer services export jumps 11% by the economics time. Now, to conclude of Indian startup ecosystem, the question arises in our mind: what kind of areas that has been divided? So, software system is available 86%, hardware is 6%, and the legal taxation service, legal taxation like CRM system by the Zoho or Wakil Search taxation system, that is fall around the 7 to 8%. So, if you see this Ola, Uber, Oyo, everyone is in a software system. So they have developed the software and they are running their startup. That is 86%. They are contributing. Hardware means you have developed something in physical form, that comes under 6%. And the services, of course, that is 7 to 8%. Moving to our main crux. Now you understand how India is performing and what strength are having by India. Now we are going to correlate this in our day to day research in a pharma. Before go ahead, I would like to give some statistics about the pharmaceutical things in India. Indian pharmacy sector is also called as the pharmacy of the world. We are having the hub. Where we are having the hub, like Baddi, Himachal Pradesh, Gujarat, Goa, Uttarakhand, Chennai. That sector, that particular area, Indore also are having many of the pharmaceutical production areas. So India is called as the pharmacy of the world. India's scales in generics gives startups a launchpad for the next leap. We are the number one in the largest supplier of generic medicine. We are supplying to the 150 plus countries. If we calculate the year on year growth basis, this is not stop. Every year we are increasing 12.1% growth for this pharmaceutical market, which is six straight month of the double digit growth. See, healthcare is such an area which is always green in color. It cannot be, upside and it again can come downside. It's not like this. It goes gradually. It goes gradually. Everyone wants the medicine, so our we should try to give and offer a good kind of medicine. Now, government has given 10,000 crore fund, which is the Biopharma Shakti Fund, that has been approved by the Srimati Nirmala Sitaraman in Union Budget to back the biologics, biosimilars, and 1,000 site clinical trial network. We will see that in upcoming slides. And this is the shift underway, where the industry moving from the skill-led generics leadership toward the biologics, cell, gene therapy, AI led R&D. These pharmaceutical industry leaders, including Sun Pharma, Zydus, Lupin, Dr. Reddy's, Eli Lilly India, have flagged deeper venture capital, private equity, and blend financial participation as essential to funding the long R&D cycles this shift demands. So, what exactly India is doing in the pharmaceutical technology? We are day to day basis. We are only reading the academic book, but apart from there, what is India's strength in pharmaceutical? We produce 20% of the entire pharmaceutical volume. Globally produce 20% medicine by India. 40% of US based generic drug demand supply by the India. We are supplying to US up to 40%. I'm talking about the generic. Same in UK, we are supplying up to the 25%. 30% of the global active pharmaceutical ingredients API supplied by the India. And our total export is up to 40 billion US dollar. We also have 8 to 10% biosimilars, which is very huge in number. There are new drugs are available in the world for the cancer, diabetes, autoimmune system, etc., etc. Out of that, 10% biosimilars in the global market present by Indian pharmaceutical company. Same like 10 to 12% global enzyme production done by the India. Which are they? They like lipids to dissociate the lipids, proteins to dissociate the protein. These kind of enzymes has been developed by the India, and I'm talking about 10 to 12% global production we are doing. India is producing up to 70% of the world's vaccine made by the India, and we again supply to the 150 plus. For example, Biological E, Serum Institute, Bharat Institute, Bharat Serum, they are having a tremendous purchase order of like years on years basis. So India is a good for developing of the vaccines. So you can imagine how big is the scope. India's biotech sector include biopharma, which is expected to go up to the 100 billion US dollar. We do have the global regulatory approval fastest and fourth largest in the world that can give on the fast track basis FDA approval to the plant. We do have many of the R&D innovation in particularly drug development, clinical trials, and biologics. Now, how this pharma evolution from the drug to solution? You need to understand traditional approach was focused on drug development, linear model. That means do a research, develop, and then scale it. Now that has been changed. That has shifted. How that is shifted? Now we need holistic healthcare solution. There are personalized medicine or treatment has come. So how did this can work? Doctor can take some sample and see the gene mutation, genetical study. They can do it in the lab. According to that, they are giving a personalized medicine, personalized treatment. Same here, digital health. We can check our hemoglobin as well as glucose level, urine glucose level by using the detection kit that we can use it. So that has been changed, that has been shifted, and having the patient engagement. Why the startup wave is happening now in India particularly, as I had divided it into the three different variants. One is policy tailwinds, talent and cost based, and technology shift. As we have discussed, the startup India, that gives you the tax breaks. That means if you are registered with the startup India DPIIT registration, you will get the straight away tax benefit. Fast track IP filing, you can file a patent on priority basis. There are form comes for the priority and non priority. If you apply for that, you will get the priority to expedite your patent process, and you will get the self certification. As I told you, from the policy or government side, 10,000 crores fund has been allotted, but you need to apply for the scheme. By sitting and can't and doing nothing, you will not able to get the fund. You need to see the advertisement on DBT, DST, uh, government website. I have cover where you have to approach for the funding. I will cover in a next upcoming slide. And the policy wise, DPIT recognize unlocks the SIDB priority sector lending. So you can apply for the fund. Now, moving further, talent and cost base, that we do have the deep pool of the pharmacists, chemists, IITians, IASC, trained scientists. We are, that is why we are able to make a very low rate medicine in the market, which is useful for the healthcare system. We do have the low R&D and clinical trial operation cost than the West. Our costs are very less as compared to the Western countries. We do have the large diverse patient population, else trial the recruitment. Now, the technology shift, AI now applied to across the target discovery, trials, and pharmacovigilance. These are the upcoming trend. The technology required this kind of things to come in the healthcare system. Now, cloud-based omics platform cut down the discovery timeline. Earlier, what was happen? It took decades and decades to develop a single molecule, and not only one molecule can make at one lab. It has to be X reaction is done here. Second reaction can go to the another country. Now they are blending with that, and third reaction, for example, extraction or another synthesis reaction can happen in a third different country. Now you can correlate all these things and you can save the time because of the technology. That platform cuts the timing. And upcoming area is like cell gene therapy and manufacturing, how to manufacture fast. If we talk about the ecosystem map, again, now see, we come with the Indian ecosystem, then pharmaceuticals, then government policies, and now we are seeing five different play what pharmaceuticals technology is going far as compared to the older version. As I told you, we are now in a sales and gene therapy. Deep science and IIT academic spin offs the building's indigenous biologics. What India is required is cell and gene therapy. Are you focusing on that? If not, this is the time. See, I would like to clear one thing. India doesn't require highly water soluble product. No. What India is saying that we need a product from the biological source. We need a product to synthesize by the new method. We need a new molecules. To increase the solubility is not acceptable by any of the government or Indian government particularly. So what we want, you need to read the policies, you need to read analyze that policy, you need to understand the mandate of the government system. Okay, so if we talk about the e-pharmacy access, so yes, of course, now if I'm ill or my parents are not able to go outside, they have the digital system, they can access the e-pharmacy, they can just upload the prescription, and they can They can take the material or drugs or medicine from the nearest pharmacy. So this digitizing the medicine supply chain from the order to doorstep. If you see, in gene therapy, India has developed immunoact immunil therapy. E-pharmacy, India has developed this Tata 1mg, PharmEasy, and TrueMeds. AI-led AI-led drug discovery. By nowadays AI ML is a buzzword you have heard, but that is not really buzzword. It is really applicable to the research and development and developing a new drug. Applying ML to the targets, molecules, and biomedical data, India has developed, and worldwide it is developed by the Elucidata, Inoplexus, and Agenitha. That platform has newly developed for the AI-led drug discovery. If you are not aware about this platform, I request you please go and read about them. Now, the diagnostic and devices that brings to testing and monitoring closer to the patients. We only know the pregnancy detection kit, but apart from that, many kit has been developed. For example, dengue detection kit. If any some of the oral cancer detection kit has been developed. For that, you can see a startup has come like Mole Bio Diagnostics. Regional players are many of the plenty of players has been developed as a startup in India. Last but not least, generic disruption, cutting out the middleman to price medicine closer to the cost. The new startup has come in the market like TrueMeds. So that can directly gives from manufacturer to who is the buyer, that can cut down the agent in middle between those who are not belonging to that and who are uh, misleading this area. Now this is very smartest way TrueMates has developed a first generic app where you can cut down the middle person and you can give order to the manufacturer. So by this five segment, Indian pharma startups aren't one industry. They are a cluster into distinct, fast evolving segment. Now, six companies, six different bets. Every segment on the ecosystem map has a real company behind it. Here is who we are covering and the one question each answers. For example, as you saw in last slide, we saw the immunoact, immunil. The question arises in, can an Indian academic spin-off build a frontier cell therapy alone? That means in your lab, can you make or can you develop, can you think to develop this kind of product, immunoact, in your laboratory? If you don't have the facility, you can ask other and then do a work. Collaborative work with whom? A CSR lab, IIT, IISC, Keem Hospital, or nearby any pathological hospital. Those who are willing to do a research and do a collaborative work. Second, Tata MG versus PharmEasy. What does capital discipline actually buy you? What mind? You are in a need, and you think about, I want to buy any of the medicine online. So earlier it was not there, but someone has come and the idea come in a mind that yes, people require this. India is the 140 crores population. That means 1.4 billion population available in India. You can imagine the scope, and world it's beyond that. But you should ask a question to your mind, that how that has been come. Third, TrueMates. Can price transparency alone be the witch? That means, as I told you, TrueMates make one app. If I want to manufacture some stuff, I can go and directly connect with the manufacturers. So they have developed the app. So that one easy. So this kind of idea should come in your mind. Data is the agglomerates data layer of fundamental business, how they have developed this, how that AI ML system cut down your time period to develop particularly new molecule or new reactions. Mole biodiagnostic as can point of care hardware scale to a global category. For example, uh, COVID-19 detection kit, that is also a new innovation things. Many of the African country they required detection kit of simple diseases, communicable, non-communicable diseases, particularly dengue. They required a huge crores strip. Are you able to develop and mitigate their supply chain? So you need to think on this. Now I can show you the how that Immuno Act India builds the first. I would like to tell you the this CAR T cell therapy first company developed by the doctor Reddy's company. They have developed it, but the origin, how this origin has developed, it was founded in 2018 as a Immuno Act. Is a spin-off from the IIT Bombay Sign Incubator. Built on the decade joint research with the Tata Memorial Center, it grew out of Byrax Bionet supports system for yearly biotech founder. The product Nax CAR19, a CD19 targeted CAR T cell therapy that reprogram as a patient owns T cells to fight blood cancer like acute lymphocyte leukemia. It received CDSCO market approval 2023. India is the first approved CAR T cell therapy treatment for the cancer. The movement ESTIC 2025 PM Modi also presented NextCar 19 to the nation alongside India's first quantum chips recognition as one of the India's three flagship deep tech breakthrough of this year. That means the Immune Act is one tenth in the price as compared to the world. For example, now CAR T cell therapy is cost in Europe, US, it's 5 crores. In India, that will cost 40 lakhs. In China, it again 2.5, 1.5 to 2.5 crores. In India, it's 40 lakhs. So you can see 500 plus patient treated in this therapy first phase of scale up, and 200 liter of GMP manufacturing platform was there, and 1,000 patients per year are treating with this Immuno Act. That scaling access not just science. As I told you, the prices comparative to the uh, other countries, 4,75,000 US dollar, as and in India it's become a $40,000, which achieved through a domestic manufacturing, local raw material sourcing, and linear clinical regulatory pathway, not the cutting corners of the science. So, innovating on this financial, just not the price, which gives you the 0% EMI partnership, scaling manufacturing ship, and expanding the indications. Another case study, Tata 1mg versus Pharmacy. As I told you, both the startup has been started from the Somai College of Engineering. But why we are seeing these? Both launches in 2015 to digitize India's pharmacy market. Their diverting paths since show what growth at all cost can cost a startup. If you see as Tata 1mg October 22 and September 23, the Tata MG was less, but after that they have increased. Their 31 e-pharmacy market has been increased. Why they have done it? Tata 1mg discipline the scale up. Backed by the Tata Digital, it pair online pharmacy and increase 500 new physical form offline stores. in 2026, that turning digital trust into a physical reach. Last known valuation uh, is around 1.25 billion dollar. Now, Farmeasy, the cost of 5.6 billion dollar peak. After they have launched the IPO that shelved in 2021, Farmeasy took a loan from the Golden Sackman is approximate $300 million to fund the Thyrocare acquisition. In 2023, right issue raised 417 million just to stay solvent. Investor Jonas Henderson market its stake down to impel 458 million by 2024. Now 92% fall from the peak. So both are the digital platform available in Indian e-pharmacy market. Anatomy of the correction. Pharmacy, how they have started and how this was. It was started in 2015. That was a launch. In 2021, they got a peak at 5.6 billion dollar. In 2021-22, debt funded merger and acquisition was happen. I will not go detail in the in this case, but just to aware how this peak become a 92% market down in 3 years, and what teaches founder about the sequencing growth. In in 2024 they got a markdown, and 2025-26 they again reset with their leadership board, reset linear profitability model, everything has been changed. Now, third case studies, that is the true mates. As I told you, which is the competing on the supply chains. This is the first patient upload a prescription. You need to upload the prescription. TrueMate doctors identified they have certain qualified doctors on their board, and that TrueMate doctors identified generic equivalents. They source directly from the Indian manufacturer. Yes, you can directly source from the Indian manufacturer, and patient pays a fraction of the branded price. Some of the companies they are taking too much money from the customer. For example, a strip of tablet is around 100 rupees, but due to because of the brand or foreign companies or Western countries or many of the companies, they are putting price for the 400 rupees, which is very higher side, four time higher. So no need to pay that much. Truemates make that difference. So they can offer you the low cost of the medicine. While Tata 1mg Pharmacy compete on the catalog breed and deliver speed, TrueMates beats that price transparency. Okay, no doubt 1mg in Farm Easy are delivering a fast good, but TrueMates give you the lower cost and the better price, I can say. On the chronic care generic is the which the builds trust repeat the use. The total they have developed $330 million valuation. Now, the number four, Elucidata. Elucidata, as we saw, it was founded in 2015 by the IIT Delhi, and he also passed out from the University of Chicago alumni. Elucidata tackles a quitter but critical bottleneck. Most biomedical research data is messy. It was scattered. It was having n number of database are there, but that are not in a proper format, unusable for the machine learning. He has created such a platform. That platform is a poly use bio-NLP to clean structuromics clinical imaging data into machine learning ready database. The raw material AI drug discovery models, actually what we need, they have created that. Now they raise the funding in the four different round. They got $22.7 million. Annual revenue they have created 31 crores, and from past 6 months to identify a novel AML drug target with the pharma partner. They are recognized as the most innovative company biotech by the fast company in 2024. The proof point, you can see the working with Elucidata, a US therapeutics partner, identified a novel acute myeloid leukemia target in just 6 months. The project now advanced to the clinical trials. So that means they have saved that much of the time. I will not go deep with this case, but what I'm trying to tell you, this they have created such a platform which is roughly around 30 Indian companies now apply ML across the drug discovery in the pipeline. Like Elucidata, Inoplexis, Aganitha, others, with sector funding nearby $800 million, a fraction of the China's $5 billion, but clear signal of the direction. So what pharmaceutical advanced research system, what they are asking, this kind of platform, this kind of infrastructure. This is the last study of mole biodiagnostic of point of care testing. As I told you, we India is required point of care diagnosis system. Mole bio founded in 2000 in Verna, Goa, by Sriram Natarajan Chandrasekhar Nair in Mobi, set out to bring lab grade molecule PCR testing out of the centralized urban lab. The product, they developed the product called TrueNat. What that do? They do the portable battery operated chip based real time PCR platform that can useful to detect your COVID, TB, HPV, HIV, hepatitis, etc., dengue, etc., etc. The validation. WHO has endorsed that TrueNat is a good product. It's a smear microscopy in TB diagnostic, one of only two rapid molecule platform globally to receive that endorsement, unlocking procurement through the Global Health Fund. They have a revenue growth 25x in 2021 in COVID. They have raised up to $1.6 billion. Now they are a unicorn valuation after the 85 million T-Masek round, and 4,000 plus TrueNat machine deploy across the India's TB program. That shows the diagnostic segment can produce a durable exportability category leader, not COVID era spike. Now, as we saw some advanced drug delivery system, AIML model, and the new shift we have seen, how government policy and capital is playing a role. Government is an active ecosystem partner. Okay, if the question arise, who will help us, how they will help you. Now I have deployed it into the four different segment. One is biopharma shakti. Have you ever seen the biopharma shakti scheme? If not, go there. 10,000 crores, how they have allotted this fund to the pharmaceuticals, and for which category you have to apply. There are certain mandate. As I told you, just to soluble the drug you will not get the fund. But as we saw in earlier slides, how India has transforming with the new technology, that technology should come up in your mind. Then that should be, do some R&D in your lab, and then you can apply for it. Union budget this 10,000 crore to back biologics, biosimilars, and R&D. Now, BIRAC and BioNest. BIRAC is the scheme given by the Department of Biotechnology. It seeded ImmunoAct, earliest lentivirus manufacturing and clinical trial work, the funding and mentorship layer behind India's first CAR T therapy, cell therapy. So BioRac and BioNest are the scheme you need to apply particularly for the biodevelopment. Now, while doing this, there are some benefits what we look from the government. But for that purpose, what government is saying that you need to register with the startups, with the DPIIT. Then and then you are eligible. For example, tax exemption, fast track IP filing, self certification, and that benefit of this fund, you need to register your startup in DPIIT. Addition to that, there are PLI scheme, that means production link incentive push domestic manufacturing of API. During this 19 COVID, many of the pharmaceutical took benefit of this PLI scheme. They give key to increase the API production, key to the starting material, uh, pre API material. That means those super specialty chemicals required to make that API. Uh, this scheme can helpful for them to synthesize this super specialty chemicals, which reduce the import dependency. Now, who will write the check? Who will give the money? There are four types. One is the seed, which is angel network, peak XVs, search sector funds. For example, this Elucidata earliest round academic spin-off like Immune Act pre-BIRAC support. They got a funding from the BIRAC. Growth stage VC, venture capital. For example, if you are having in a growth stage, you will get the funding like 8 roads led elucidate data. For example, 16 million series, Axel exploited stake in a TrueMade. Then that venture capitalist help them to get that particular product and proceed further. Venture debt means I have given some example. Innovane Capital, Stride Venture, Black Soil, they got the venture debt from the company. Non-dilution runway extension, Innovane alone has deployed $800 million in India across 200 plus startups. And last but not least, the late stage P or sovereign, the Temasek, Tata Digital Sovereign, pension fund that can give you the fund to uh, late stage funding. For example, Temsix $85 million into Molbio to become a unicorn valuation. Okay, they need a boost, but at when at a later stage or last stage. So that case, Tata Digital has given the strategic backing to them. This particular slide is for you for doing these things to go in that level, that deeper level. What you need to do by in your day to day college life, you need to learn certain technology. How that technology, or how you come up with the new idea of your startups. My dear friends, you need to learn the skill, ease of access, diverse skill. Day to day basis you need to learn the skill. What kind of skill? For example, spray drying skill. uh, how can dry a material in an effective way. You need to find out a different skill. There are many of skill. For example, learning of AI, ML, everything you can find it out. Second one is abundance funding at their exposure. For example, as I told you, government is already giving us the fund, but we are not aware. You have not even seen what kind of fundings are there. So take some funding exposure, what are available, BIRAC, DST. Keep scrolling that website and then approach to apply. 10,000 crores is already sanctioned in the budget itself, but you need to look for it. Same, stimulating the resourceful environment from the campus. From your campus you need to see what are the resourceful environment. For example, you have the pharma department, management department, engineering department. You can go there and take them as a team member. Exposure layoff of the ecosystem. As I told you, take the exposure from this ecosystem. Experience mentors. You have the experience mentor, teacher, professor in your college itself. Take their help. And better alternative in case of failed startup, you need to read the case studies for the better startup, and doesn't have to bother about your family expenses. I will not go in a deep. time is shorted, I will quickly show you the basic case studies, very short. So you people are not aware that ORS is such a simple formulation developed by the Indian Dilip Mahalabnis. We are not told, or we cannot get learn by our day-to-day life, but ORS has been developed by the Indian person, Dr. Dilip Mahalabnis. Second thing, the IVF. Nowadays, you can see many of the in vitro fertilization clinics, but that technology has been developed by the Indian person. The name of him is Subhash Mukherjee. He was the pioneer of IVF in India. LASIK laser eye surgery. My dear friend, LASIK laser eye. You can see the advertise, but you know that uh, that things has been developed by the Indian person. The name of that person is Rangaswamy Srinivas. So he has developed a LASIK laser that is depending on the principle of photo decomposition and use them to contribute to develop a LASIK eye surgery. Now, challenges in pharma entrepreneurship. What are challenges? Like some of the regulatory hurdles, the documentation or approval process may slow down the process, like FDA, EMA, or Indian regulator. In pharmaceuticals, we need a high capital requirements. That is why the funding is needed to develop R&D at drug development stage. And the long times, the journey from the drug discovery to the market can take years and years, which takes the patience and capital. As I show you the in previous slide, this is CAR T cell therapy. How what India is required, you can see the price distribution here. The India is giving 30 to 40 lakhs, where this capital is flowing now. India's pharmatech funding is real, but still modest next to the global peers. The gap is opportunity. For example, global top platform like Syra, Isomorphic, they have raised $3 billion. Chinese AI drug discovery has raised 5.2 billion, but India discovery zero point 0.8 billion. So there is a scope. Future technology will see very quickly AI/ML for the drug discovery, precision medicine, and clinical trials. We require this. This is the AI-based model which I have done it personally. I have learned the coding, mathematical modeling. I'm learning the use of database in uh, this pharma healthcare system. 3D printing, yes, of course, this is the upcoming area where we need to think for the personalized dosage, on demand manufacturing. Bioprinting, this is a very important things. For example, bioprinting, the tissue organ printing, cell based therapy, you can get to learn, and you can do a workshop in ICT, which is conducted by the Prajakta Jain Dandekar madam. They uh, like within a 6 months, or twice or thrice a year, they are conducting this kind of workshop where you can learn the new technology, how this bioprinting is developed, getting developed. See this bioprinted heart. You can search on the net. Selink is a company. They are making a heart outside the body. But the challenge is, we why India is lacking to develop that kind of thing, because we don't know the hydrogel alginates, gelatin. We can't synthesize the hyaluronic acid, fibrins, collagen, decellularize extracellular matrix. If you are able to make this kind of excipient or purified this, then you can think for making the bioprinted heart, any of the organ outside the body. Of course, mRNA is the upcoming technology, which is the new gen vaccines therapy. Nanotechnology, particularly for the nano drug delivery system, nanomedicine for diagnostic, wearable. In this figure, you can see That kind of variables is need to diagnose. That mean what kind of error or what kind of body send the signals to the serum to the blood, and we need to detect, to analyze, and to the predict the future of your health. Automation, this is the quantum computing. We are talking about the AIML, but those who are really interested for doing the quantum computing, uh, they can go to the ICER Pune. They are having one center, because AI has come and quantum is started now. But you are interested for doing the quantum computing, go and approach to the ICER Pune. You will get the more and more information. So these are the funding options for the entrepreneurs. As I told you, BIRAC is there, SIDB is there, Bill Melinda Gates Foundation is there. Uh, you will get this funding from them. These are the funding. I will not go in a deep. This is available. This is the biomanufacturing or biofoundry. Key takeaways: as Immunoact proves the depth, disci- discipline beats and blitzscaling the Tata MG steady built outside farm easy growth. A focus which we have seen this, a focus which is real strategy but thinner mode. The data layer is real business, hardware and access individual, and policy is the de-risking the next wave. These are the emerging edge formulation, for example, nanotech. Many of the formulation are there, and these are the companies who are working on this kind of thing. For example, AI driven formulation, personalized medicine. These are the companies are working. This is the development done by me during the COVID, where I have started the startups and I make around 85 lakhs rupees turnover by developing the hand sanitizer and hand wash. I got this appreciation from the PMO for development of this. You can see here, it has come on the paper out also. We got the permission from Foster Minister Shri Shagan Bhujbalji. Then I put that money into the agriculture, where I have made such kind of tomatoes and export to the Dubai, Oman and Qatar. You can see here the pictures. And this is the third success, where we have received 5 lakhs award from the Ministry of Agriculture in a Shere Kashmiri University of Agriculture Scout in Jammu Kashmir. And this is my northeast journey, but I will not go in a deep. Opportunity in future, this those who are from pharma background but they don't want to do a pharma work, they are interested in non pharma work. This slide is for them. The new NEP policy what says, the mother tongue will be in a medium of education in India. For example, if I'm Tamil, if I'm a Telugu, if I'm a Hindi person, Marathi, Malayalam, but there is no reference book available. Now, if you think and if you start working from today itself, and after 1 year, pick up one topic, science, 12, engineering, anything, and you make a reference book, document, blog, database, posters, reels, content writing, you can earn a massive money out of this. These are the various talk I have given in different colleges. This is the happiest moment where I received the degree of PhD from Professor Padma Devarajan and Professor A.B. Pandit sir from the ICT. This is the moment where I present in a BRICS. I got a chance to present in a BRICS conference. This is my participation in Startup 20. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful and inspiring session. Your journey is truly
Thank
an
you.
inspiration to many of us. Um,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. On behalf of Sir Dr. M.S. Gosavi College of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, NASIC, I would like to present you with this certificate as a token of appreciation, sir, for your insightful and inspiring session on the Indian startup ecosystem. Your valuable perspectives, practical insights, and engaging delivery have greatly enriched our understanding. We sincerely appreciate your time, guidance, and contribution. It was truly a pleasure learning from you. Thank you
Thank you.
so much
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us today for the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I now would like to hand over the stage to Mrs. Smita Sheke, coordinator of this session, to deliver the vote of thanks. ऍड ओपन करून घ्यावं तर मग दिसते का बघते.
On behalf of Gokhale Education Society, Sir Dr. M.S. Gosavi College of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Nasik, uh, I feel honored to put a big thanks to the contributors of today's webinar. I first giving a thanks to resource persons, Dr. Atul Garkal, Mr. Vinit Chaudhary, Dr. Siddharth Mehan, and Dr. Krantisagar More for sparing their expertise and the time with us and making this event successful.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I'm also thankful to Dr. Mrs. Dipti Deshpande, Madam, Secretary, Gokhale Education Society, Dr. R.P. Deshpande, President of Society, Sri P.M. Deshpande, Project Director, Sri S.N. Gosavi, Establishment Director, for their constant support. I am also thankful to Dr. S.V. Amrutkar, Sir, Principal of the College, Dr. P.L. Pingle, Sir, IQAC Coordinator and Vice Principal of the College, for their constant support. I am also thankful to the organizing committee of the today's webinar for their constant support. And at the last, I am thankful to all the delegates who showed very enthusiasm and participated in the webinar. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you all. Yes, sir, you can leave now.
Shall I leave? Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.